Hi everybody. I am going to be sharing a technique with you all that I call the cup system. And it's a technique that I used in one of my other businesses that I was taught. I'm kind of changing the verbiage a little bit so that I'm not completely mimicking it. But it's such good information that I feel I have to share it with you because it's super beneficial. So the cup system has to do with organizing our time, managing our time, and another term people use for it is like time blocking. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to share my screen with you all, and I'm going to show you the little slideshow that will hopefully help you understand why this was created and why it is important. Okay, let me get my screen share. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you all can see my screen now. Okay, so again, this is a something called time blocking, and I call it the cup system. So this is about time management. Time management, why is it important? It's important for productivity. And you can see the little guy on the left, he is quote unquote multitasking, right? He's answering the phone, drinking a cup of coffee, doing something with his planner, writing something, trying to find a keyboard. He's multitasking. So we live in a society that multitasks, but the question kind of comes in to play. Are we actually being effective, or are we doing a bunch of things and we're doing them halfway? You know, so I gave the example down here at the bottom of and this is me, I'm speaking to myself. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you right now is because my business just got kickstarted super duper fast and I wasn't prepared. And I haven't been doing this like I used to in my other businesses. And it's kind of kicking my butt. And so we're going to talk about that in a second. But here's an example of something that I would do, right? I would be making dinner for my family. At the same time, I would have my phone and be posting something on Facebook. And then I'm scrolling. And then my kids are over sitting to the side of the table, needing help with their work. And so I'm doing all of these things at the same time. Okay. And many of us do that. We live in a society that thinks they're really good at multitasking, but sometimes, as we're going to see, it's not as effective as we think that it is. So being present. There's a little quote on here. It's kind of blurry. It says, "Wherever you are, be all there," by Jim Elliot. And that is something that speaks so much to my heart as a mom and a wife and a friend and somebody who serves at church and somebody who is now a business owner of a company that is changing lives. Like, I want to be there for all of these people. When we are working from home, I think that most of us would agree that the point of it is to enrich our lives and those that we're around, our family and our friends and our affiliates and our team. And it's not to be distracted all the time and be quote unquote busy all of the time. So it's true for our family members, friends, like I said, and customers and affiliates. If we're only giving everybody our half attention, then we're robbing them of our full self. Here's an example and something that happens to me all the time. I have 4 little kids at home, most of you guys know, and I homeschool them. Right now it's summer, so it's a little bit more lax and we're getting ready to start school again, which is another reason why I am going back to my roots and what I know works, which is this, because I have a lot of responsibilities on my plate. And our phone is where we do a lot of our business from, right? Our phone is how we can message people and how we post on our social media and how we text people back and how we support our team. It's important, but it's also a huge distraction. So the point for me, and I would hope that you guys would have the same heart, is that we are present in every single moment. And so when I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids. I'm giving them my attention. When I'm doing their school, I'm giving them my attention. When I am with my husband, I'm giving my husband my attention. And I'm not messaging somebody back, halfway listening to what they're saying, halfway listening to what the customer is saying on the phone. I am fully present in every moment. That would be the goal. So how can we do this? Okay, there's a little picture of cups over on the screen. You guys can see they're different colors. The cup system will allow you to be able to get more done in less time and with your full attention. Being present in every moment is our goal, like I just said. Why cups? Why are we using this example of cups? Look at these cups. If we were to fill these different cups with different liquids, they cannot mix together, right? They're separate entities. They're separate cups. If there was a juice in the green cup and there's milk and the blue cup, those two things would remain. The milk would be in the one, the juice would be the other, unless we decided to put them together and pour them together. They are separate entities. They don't pour over and flow over and mix up. They're separate, okay? So this is how we want to run our life and our business and our home responsibilities and our work and our school and all these different areas of life, because when we are in our red cup, if there's milk or whatever in the red cup and we are in the red cup, we're drinking out of the red cup, then the red cup has our attention. We are there. But if we're mixing it and dumping it, we are halfway in one cup and halfway in the other cup. And let me give you an example of some times where it's acceptable to mix parts of your life, to mix up your quote unquote cups. Remember, the cup is just example. It's a picture, and it's what we're going to use as a picture for this training. So if you were doing an activity, if you were doing something that doesn't require your mind to be like fully present, right? How many of you do grocery pickup? I do that a lot. I have 4 children, and there are times where I'm waiting like 10 to 15 minutes inside of the car, just sitting there while I'm waiting for the groceries to come out, okay? My mind doesn't need to be there. I don't need to be attentive to anybody. Maybe the kids are doing stuff in the back seat or they're asleep. Sometimes they're asleep in the car when I'm driving around, okay? But I'm sitting there and I have time to do. That is a scheduled activity. It's something that has to be done for my home and my family. So I had blocked it out. I knew that I was going to be doing that, but I do have those 15 minutes where I don't have to be present or doing anything. So at that time, it would be acceptable to maybe pick up my phone and message somebody back and kind of mix my home time that I had scheduled with my work time, because I'm doing something that's kind of mindless. That would be the only time when you would want to allow spillage over, is if you're doing one kind of activity that doesn't require the use of like your mind and your attention, like waiting in the car for something like that. Okay, so here is the first step, okay? We're gonna create our cups. I want you to think about the areas in your life that are a must. Each will have its own cup and its own color, okay? So you can see right here that I have my personal cup, okay? My personal cup is like that pink color right there, the pinkish, purple. And those are gonna be things like showering, exercising, personal development, my devotion time, things like that. That's personal stuff. It's stuff that has to get done, stuff that's important to me. And that is gonna have its own cup, its own color, because I need that time by itself, uninterrupted as much as possible. We're moms and we are fathers and we are caretakers and things like that. So obviously things are going to spill over. My kids are going to wake up, whatever, but we need our personal time. Okay. For me, I have a blue cup, right? Do you see how the homeschool is blue? That's my blue cup. Okay. For you, it could be your day job, your big girl, big boy job, right? Outside of Hempworks that hopefully you will be out of soon, because this company is big and it's growing, and maybe that would be your goal to not have that anymore. But right now, that's something that you have to do. Okay. Do you go to school? Do you have college classes outside of your job? Like that stuff needs to be its own entity. So create a cup for that. Give it a color. Home responsibilities. These are things that are necessary. Cleaning, paying bills, cooking, things like that. Things that you have to tend to that have to do with the home. Okay. So I made that cup yellow. And then my next cup is going to be my green cup, and that's going to be family time. Family time is important, and it needs to be its own thing. Okay, whether it's your mom or your dad or your, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kids, whatever. Like, you need time to be able to spend time with your family, and that should be uninterrupted. Your family should get your full time. So give family time a cup. Again, we're using cups because these things will be separate. We're separating them just like the cups are separate. They cannot overflow into each other. Okay, so that's the first thing that you're gonna do. If you need to rewind this and go back, then do it. But I encourage you to complete this whole entire training, because it will help you run your business and your life, and you'll be more productive. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna create a color for Hempworks. It's gonna be its own cup. It's gonna be your business. For me, I didn't just do one cup for Hempworks, I did 2, because to me, and sometimes these two kind of do spill over into each other, but in general, I have a Hempworks business cup, which is orange, and I have a Hempworks team cup, which is red. The reason that I have those 2 separate is because they both require my attention, and sometimes my full attention. Like my team, I need to be able to pour into my team, to check in with my downline, to see how they're doing, to respond to their questions, to check into my team page and my team chat and all those things. They require like my separate attention. So I want to make sure that I have scheduled time for that. The Hempworks business would be anything else that isn't related to Hempworks as far as keeping your business going, right? Making your own orders or your auto ships, setting your goals, following up with customers. These are all things that would fall into the business side as opposed to the team side, okay? You also want to create any other cups that take up your time and assign them a color. Things that are important to you that are going to need blocks of time. So for some of you, that's friends. For some of us, it's ministry. I have times where I'm serving at church, and that's completely separate from my home life or my friends or anything like that, but it's something that is important to me, and I'm going to give it its own cup, because when I'm doing ministry, when I'm teaching those kids at church, I don't really want to be doing anything else. I want to be pouring into those kids. So think of any areas in your life. Your cups might be completely different. If we go back to this page right here, we should all have a personal cup. We should all have a school or a job, or we probably will all have something like that. You're always going to have home responsibilities. You're probably always going to have family responsibilities. So there's always going to be things that we all have, but the rest of our cups might look a little bit different, okay? So that's the first thing that I want you to do is you can do this on the computer. You can do this on paper, and you're going to see how I did it in a second, but write down the different areas and give them all a color, okay? The next thing that you're going to do on a separate sheet of paper or on your computer or phone in your notes, however you choose. I am a paper person, and this is a super short list. Mine are much longer than this, but I just wanted something simple so you guys could get the point, okay? Each week at the beginning of the week, I set some time away to plan for my week. Mine is Sunday. You know, I go to church in the morning, and I have family time. I try and catch up, and Sunday evenings is when I sit there and figure out what I need to do for the week, okay? So pour it all out here. Make a master to-do list, write everything that you can think of that needs to be done, and add to it as you think about it. So, I mean, everything. Is there something that, you know, the videos that need to be returned? I know we don't really do that anymore, but, you know, Redbox needs to be returned. Here you can see I need to meal plan. I need to clean the kitchen. I need to clean and prep our homeschool room for homeschool that starts next week. I need to follow up with leads for my business. I need to prep the curriculum. I need to create a training video for my affiliates. I need to exercise. I need to do some lives, just different things, okay? So every single thing that you can think about needs to go on here. I don't want something added in here. The best thing that you could do is be proactive and write down every single thing that you need to do. Some of this stuff won't get done this week, but even if it's things that need to be done in the future, in the next coming weeks or month, like for me, something that I need to add on here is I need to register the kids for their sports for the next semester. I can't do it this week, but it's something that needs to be on my master to-do list because it's something that's coming up that I need to keep my eye on, okay? Write down everything. Just like I said, on the computer, on your phone notes, whatever works for you, write down a big, huge list. It doesn't have to be clean or pretty or anything like that, but make a big list. After that's done, you are either, a lot of people do this on the computer and they just organize it into colors, okay? I write everything down. Again, this is a small list. My notebook that I actually use for this normally is much bigger. This is a small notebook. So, but you get the point with it, okay? So now you're gonna take those cups and you're gonna take the colors that you gave the cups and you are going to take your master list and you are gonna separate your master list into your different cups. Okay, again, I had chosen blue for my homeschool. So I wrote down from my master list all of the things that were homeschool related. Prep my room, prep my curriculum, organize the geography class, okay? And then I've got my Hempworks business down here. Follow up with my potentials, post 3 times, 1's business related, set my goals, order my car sticker, homeworks team, record my training, check in with all of my downline, things like that, okay? I don't have a list necessarily for my personal except for exercise or my family. My time is just blocked out for my family to be able to spend with them. But I wrote that down here so that you would get the point. There's a separate cup for everything. So transfer your stuff over here and you can see what needs to be done, okay? Again, handwriting or putting it into some kind of computer color-coded thing is totally fine as well, whatever way your brain works, okay? From there, this is where you take your master to-do list and you create your schedule for the day. I do this every single morning during my quiet time. I can't plan 10 days ahead. And sometimes I don't get to certain things, life happens, and I like to be able to every day look at my list from yesterday and figure out what needs to happen, okay? This is just a simple example. Mine's gonna start getting really full because I'm gonna start homeschooling next week and things are gonna get more detailed, but I blocked it out just so that you could see, okay? What it doesn't show right here, it kind of cut off in the picture, but at the top where it is in the pink is my personal time. So I have devotions, planning for the day, exercising, showering, all those things need to be blocked out. So I gave myself like a big chunk of time. I made it pink because that correlates. I could clearly see that is my personal time until 8 a.m. is my personal time. After that, I have a little chunk of time blocked off, actually, 30 minutes it looks like blocked off, I think, or an hour, I don't know, I can't read on here. But anyways, to check my message, it's orange. So this is my business. So after my personal time, I'm gonna check my messages, check my numbers in my back office. I'm gonna post on my social media accounts, okay? And then the green time. The green time is my family time. So that's when I'm gonna make breakfast with my kiddos, spend some time with them, do devotions with them, things that I do. And then you can see in the blue, we switch over to homeschool, okay? I'm not cleaning during this time. Unless my kids are working on something independently and they don't need me, then I am fully engaged with my kids during this blue time. I'm not checking messages. I'm not doing anything except attending to my kids' homeschool because it's important and they need my attention during that time, okay? You can see at noon, I set in a little quick, like 15-minute thing after the homeschool to check my messages again, to post again, and then it goes right into my family time with my kids again. It's lunchtime with them and reading time with them, okay? But then after that, I've got a big chunk of time. This is how my day goes. My little ones will nap and I can find a silent activity or have my kids, my older kids, working on something with school quietly. And that's when I check my team page. I can do a live, I can do some follow-ups in there, check on my goals, whatever. But then at 2 o'clock or 2:30, it's yellow. And I probably will not use yellow again because this is like an awful color and it was hard to read. I couldn't even read when I was writing it. But this is the stuff when I'm doing stuff for my house. So I'm cleaning, I'm doing my laundry, I'm prepping dinner and making dinner. And then after that is when my husband gets home and it's family time. It's blocked out. There's nothing else in there. It's also cut off, but at the end of the night, I have another time where I can go and I can post again, and I check in with my people again, respond to messages again, check social media, things like that. But notice that every area is separate. Things are not bleeding into each other, except right here when it's like my homeschool and my time with my family. But I'm not doing anything else mindless. Again, if you were doing something mindless, you can kind of compare. But everything has a scheduled time, okay? I know it is really difficult, and let's go on to this next page before I get ahead of myself. How to stick to the cups, okay? How do you keep yourself in that block of time? Because it's so easy to hear the ding on your phone, go check your message, start doing this. Well, listen, turn off your notifications. I know it's hard, okay? Turn them off. I had to turn mine off this week because I am like, I lose my attention so quickly. I hear the beep and I'm like, oh, I wonder if someone's messaging me back. Oh, I wonder if that email is an order that just came through. It's like, it's obsessive. It's so easy to be obsessive. Now listen, none of us want to lose out on a sale, okay? We do not want to lose out on a sale. And so of course we want to respond to that person immediately, but you know what? My kids and my family and my friends and even my customers, my affiliates, my team are more important to me than anything. And everybody requires my full attention when I'm able to give it. So I'm just gonna put it out there that you will start setting a standard for people if you respond to them every second. And I am guilty of it, especially with this business. Like I said, it got quick, fast. And I reach out to my upline every 5 seconds. And you know what? There needs to be some kind of understanding. Like she responds to me rather quickly, but my people are going to know that I'm going to get back to you quickly. I have set times throughout the day. They're not 6 hours apart where I am able to get back to you. But if I don't get back to you right away in 2 seconds, if it's an emergency, go on one of the other team chats and or our team page, and hopefully somebody else, my upline, Stacy, somebody will get back to you quickly. But when I'm doing homeschool with my kids for that time, I have to be giving them my attention until I'm able to go check it. And so you're just kind of setting a precedence. People are going to learn to be okay with that, and they're going to learn if you're teaching them this. If you respond to them right away, they're going to expect you to respond to them right away. And when you can do that, that's great. But it's not always feasible, and it's not always best for you. It's not always best for your work. It's not always best for your business. It's not always best for your family. Okay? So turn off your notifications. I promise you need to do it. And when you're in your little block time zone, you're going to go in and you're going to check everything, and you're going to get back to all those people, and they're going to be okay. The other thing that helps is to set timers, okay? I am notorious for getting on the Facebook and going to comment on something, and then I start scrolling. And for this business, it helps me because there's lots of posts that I need to comment on, and Stacey and I are going to get into that later with you guys, but it is important to comment on people's posts and do stuff, but it's so easy to get distracted and just waste your time, okay? We are not doing that. I have a timer. I wish I had it in here, but it's a little block I got off of Amazon, and one side of it says like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. And all I do is like flip it. You can set it on your computer, set your timer whenever. But if I only have 15 minutes to check in before I know that I need to go back to my family and give them the time that they deserve, then I need to spend that 15 minutes productively. And so I will set my timer, and when that timer is up, it's up. It's done. And I move on to the next thing. Okay. Set times to check your Facebook and your social media, and set your timer, like I just said. At the same time, at the end of each week, so you had your master to-do list and you move your stuff over, a lot of that stuff is going to get done. Some of the stuff is going to change, things take longer. So at the beginning of every week, I take that old to-do list and I cross off the things that were done, and I make a new one. Some of it gets carried over and some new stuff gets added on, and I start over for the week. Okay. So I just encourage you guys to create your cups, create your colors, block your time out, and stick with it. Have self-control. Keep yourself from being distracted. When you are at work, focus on your work. When you are with your family, focus on your family. When you are doing Hempworks and building your business, rock it during that time that you have scheduled, okay? But again, we are doing this business to enrich our lives, to enrich our families' lives, not to take time away and to take our attention away from them. Ooh, I need to change this. There we go. No. Remember, this is about being present. Like I just said, the time that you take to plan will allow you to be more productive and more present with each area of your life. Okay? I'm going to give you some more tips and stuff later on, but that is a basic on how you can manage your time really well, how you can block it out, and how you can be more productive in every area of your life. Okay? So when you're done watching this video, what I would love for you to do is to take some pictures of either the screenshot of where you've planned out your cups and separated your cups and are not allowing them to overflow into other areas. Take some screenshots or take some pictures on your phone if you hand wrote it and post it on our page so we can see that you have started to, so that you have started the cup system, and that we know that you are starting to block out your time and manage your time. Super important to manage your time, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me or ask Stacey. And if I can figure out how to get out of this, oh my goodness. Seriously? I can't figure out how to get out of there we go. Stop screen share. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to post on our page. Feel free to reach out to us, and we would love to help you. Have a fantastic day, you guys. Bye.